The Horrors of Clubhouse.
I'm in that one.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Hot dog. Chester and Hester's Carnival Graveyard. It is kind of a graveyard, isn't it?
That's
While you come in, they hand you stuff to carry. So now you've got to like carry, so you can't see. And
you stepping on Legos?
An actual house about having children.
And not only that, so
Well, then looks like we're going to B2.
You are B2. Ah, you stopped right there.
I tried, y'all. I tried.
He did.
It's
These
going
guys
to be
really
3
are.
a.m. tonight. I'm going to hear that scream and wake up in a cold sweat. This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks around the world. But here now the news for Friday the 13th, October 13th, 2023. We have to start with this story because it was missed in the last news. I know many of you commented. I replied to as many of you as I could. The software we use, I see essentially a rundown of all the stories, and so sometimes what I'll do against better judgment is put the name of the story in, and then put the story in the box, which is not visible from the front page of the software. And so I put all day park hopping, and then I think I went to put the story in, and then I forgot to, and then kept going. So obviously when I left the script, it said all day park hopping was at the top of the script, and then I sat here, and it just wasn't there. So I apologize for that. I know some people said it was clickbait. No, I've been fighting a cold. I'm on some antibiotics and such, and so I'm not as present as I always am. So apologies for that. I'm sorry that happened. But as always, I remind you, if there is a real pressing story, something you really want to see right away, and we miss it on the show or something happens, going to WDWNT.com is the best way to find it, or even just scrolling through the social media channels, whether it's Twitter or X, or our Instagram stories or Facebook, whatever the case may be. That's a great way to scroll through all the stories we've posted in a day as well. But here's the story as promised a few days ago. All-day park hopper access will return on January 9th, 2024. Disney announced the news on the morning of October 11th. All-day park hopping will be available to any guest with a ticket that has park hopper benefits, as well as Walt Disney World annual pass holders. It is subject to park capacity, though. Disney also shared that on days when theme park reservations are required for pass holders and certain non-dated tickets, pass holders and guests will be able to take advantage of the updates to the park hopper access after visiting their first park. As well, good-to-go days will also return at some point in January. These are days in which pass holders do not need a theme park reservation to visit a park. The Walt Disney World park hopping service allows guests to visit several parks on each day. The service was previously available for full-day use, but was limited to 2 p.m. and after when the service returned in January in 2021. To clarify that, you may remember back in the day, you could essentially, go to whatever park you wanted in the morning and then 2 minutes later turn around, leave, and go to another park if that's what you so desired. It's something I would do in my younger days of pin trading for sure, back in the days when they used to release certain pins at certain parks. It used to be a thing, believe it or not. But obviously with COVID, they got rid of park hopping. And then when it did come back in 2021, it was that 2 o'clock thing, right? But now it will be whenever you so please based on availability. January 9th, 2024 may sound familiar. That's also the day when theme park reservations will no longer be mandatory for select ticket types at Walt Disney World theme parks. The Disney dining plan will again be offered to guests staying at Walt Disney World Resort hotels starting on that day as well. It's a big day. It's sort of a reset day for Walt Disney World. A first look at the barn mural in the queue of Tiana's Bayou Adventure and the artist who designed it has been shared by the Disney company. The mural, designed by Louisiana artist Malika Favorite, decorates the wall of the barn in the queue of the reimagined attraction set to open next year at the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts. These photos are specifically of the mural in Magic Kingdom. The mural pulls inspiration from the many murals and works of art that decorate buildings throughout New Orleans. Just yesterday, or just a few days ago, Walt Disney Imagineering shared a look at the mural under construction, but now they're showing you what the finished product will look like. According to Disney, one of the highest priorities of the attraction's update was to maintain the authenticity of Princess Tiana's experience as a young black woman striving to achieve her dream in New Orleans while introducing guests to the story of Tiana's Bayou adventure. This mission led them on a search for an artist that brought them to Favorite. Favorite's work is currently on display in the Baton Rouge Gallery with a collection that explores the cultural heritage of African Americans and who they are as a people. Continuing the storyline from the animated feature film, The Princess and the Frog, Favorite's mural for Tiana's Bayou adventure includes a collage of scenes displayed on 2 of the barn's exterior walls as guests enter the indoor queue. These scenes depict Tiana's professional journey and the creation of Tiana's Foods, the company she's made. Guests can see Favorite's mural in full when Tiana's Bayou Adventure again opens next year, probably late next year at the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland Park. I want to comment on this real quick, and this is probably going to be controversial. I think it's great that they are reaching out to real artists from real places to do projects, right? I think we've seen them. There's been a big drive to fix up the quote-unquote Africa pavilion at Epcot. I put it in air quotes because it's not a real pavilion. They never built the rest of it, and they've used it essentially as just, snacks and shopping stations for, the 40 years of Epcot's existence. But in recent times, like very quietly, they took down tribal masks. They changed the signage out for stuff more authentic, giving it, they gave the locations real names, but a lot of them didn't have real names. They had sort of generic names. And then they hired, African artists to do those murals that are now on those gates because they're not reopening that store anytime soon. But they're like, we should do something with this. These gates are down. We should do something This is Epcot, right? This is what Epcot is about. Epcot is about showcasing culture. And I think that's a beautiful thing. The Magic Kingdom is not about showcasing culture, right? The Magic Kingdom is meant to be sort of a journey into fantasy, right? That's what that park is, right? Like, there are certainly real world influences like pirates and, ghost stories and things of that sort, but all of it's very fanciful. It's very exaggerated, right? And don't get me wrong, obviously Princess and the Frog has some exaggerated things. She turns into a frog. There's an alligator that plays jazz music. There are some things that are definitely exaggerated. I think what might pull people out of Magic Kingdom is a very real mural, right? The mural it's from a real artist, and it's a very New Orleans art style. And I don't know how I feel about it out there. I don't know. I think the attraction's going to turn out great. I think everyone really cares about this project, and I think they know they have to deliver. I think if anything's going to happen with this project, it's being overproduced, right? I think they're trying to do too much. I think they're overcomplicating the story a bit. I think they're overcomplicating. They're busying up the queue maybe too much. There'll be these very busy murals. They're going to redo all the pathways in brick and such. And I think it's going to be kind of sensory overload back there, right? I think what worked for the splash queue so well is it's a brown dirt pathway and some fences and a couple of props here and there that build up to the story. I think we're overproducing a bit. I think it's going to be a little busy in the queue. I think they're trying to tell maybe too much story. And this is what I've heard from some people close to the project too, is like obviously the ride itself I think is going very well. I think just some of these cultural initiatives, you could have both, right? You can have these cultural initiatives and try to teach people things at the same time. But I think it's Magic Kingdom, and it has to be a little more fanciful and less, I don't think we need 400 pages of backstory for Tiana's Foods, right? She's developed, it makes perfect, the backstory makes perfect sense. I don't think we need to get into too much of the backstory, right? I don't think we need to delve into every single last facet of how this company operates. She's a restaurateur. She started a co-op. That all makes perfect sense. But I'm worried they're going to overdo it. I think the barn, I don't know, just put mural all over that barn. It's going to just feel real busy back there. I don't know. Let me know how you feel in the comments. I'm excited for the project. I think it's It's one of my favorite Disney animated films of all time, personally, just for the soundtrack alone. So a ride that has that soundtrack has me very excited. I'm excited that they're building new animatronics. All those things excite me. The things I get worried about are the narrative problems. Those are the things where I'm like, I hope they pull it off. We'll wait and see if they do. But I don't know, if you're going to get into too much education and too much culture, I almost don't think this was the right place for it, right? If we want to tell those stories, I think we have Epcot and, and the same in Animal Kingdom, right? We have two parks that very much have an edutainment background. And it's not really Magic Kingdom's thing, right? Magic Kingdom is the place. It's the one of the four where you should essentially enter the world of the animated Disney films and the classic attractions, right? That's kind of its thing. And then Epcot should be the opposite. Epcot should be like, yeah, these characters are present, but we're very much learning about the world we live in. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Speaking of Animal Kingdom, there is a number of new food items at the park. In fact, 19 new snacks, drinks, and other dishes and things. 7 new items alone at Harambe Market. Funny enough, we just talked about that a few days ago on the show. We wish they had a new menu. How was it? Well, you can find out. You can read the reviews at WDWNT.com. Or Andrew and Nana actually went and filmed a whole review for you guys of all 19 items. You can watch that right here on the channel. You can watch it right now. Lesser Madagascar Tenrec Hedgehog named Glitter Toaster Strudel has added 8 new hoglets to her prickle, what a sentence, as she recently gave birth at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Dr. Mark Penning, the Vice President of Disney Animal Science and Environment, shared photos of the proud mom and her newborns on Instagram this week. Glitter Toaster Strudel previously gave birth to 7 hoglets just last year. Penning wrote in his caption, baby news, Lesser Madagascar Hedgehog Tenrec mom, my God, Glitter Toaster Strudel just welcomed 8 newborns at Animal Kingdom theme park. Glitter Toaster Strudel and her new babies are ambassador animals, helping teach guests about the species and how they can help protect wildlife. You can occasionally spot Glitter Toaster Strudel with keepers at Conservation Station at Rafiki's Planet Watch. And did you know that Lesser Madagascar Hedgehog Tenrecs aren't actually hedgehogs at all? Maybe we should remove that from the name then, because that name is very long. These unique animals are classified differently and are more closely related to moles. Tenrec's tails are covered with short spines, and hedgehogs have tails without spines at all. You learn something new every day. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your vacation begins with Be Our Guests and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. Following a temporary closure in September, Narcoossee's at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa has reopened to guests. According to the Walt Disney World website, the restaurant now lists hours for dinner on Friday, October 13th from 5 to 9:30. Walt Disney World has yet to announce an official reopening, though. It was previously announced that due to the enhanced interior and overhauled land and sea menu offerings that were introduced earlier in the year, the restaurant would be making a few more updates to its equipment. As a result, Narcoossee's closed again on September 17th for a short refurb, and as of now, it appears those updates are complete. The refurbishment was scheduled to last through mid-October, though no reopening date was provided. We do have a review of when the menu changed on our website, and as well, there's a video version right here on our channel. BD droids have come to explore Black Spire Outpost at Disneyland. The most commonly known BD droid, of course, is BD-1. That's Cal Kestis' droid companion from the Jedi Fallen Order video game series. Other BD droids have been seen in the franchise, including working for Peli Motto in the Book of Boba Fett. The droids are currently in training. That means they're playtesting, essentially. There are 3 BD units. Cast members were calling them simply by their colors, orange, green, and blue, and they went to visit their friends outside the droid depot. They walk and can turn on their flashlights. They can turn them on and off. They can search for things. They get angry. They get sad. They can get happy. They have all sorts of emotions. Of course, earlier this week, the Disney research team unveiled a new child-sized walking robot during a presentation at the 2023 IEEE RSJ International Conference on Intelligent Robots and Systems in Detroit. The robot, which is the same as the BD unit that was training at Disneyland, is related to the patent Disney recently filed for a bipedal robot with different walking styles. The test robot was built using mostly 3D printed materials with modular hardware and actuators to allow for evolution in its design. Its head can look up, down, around, and tilt. Its legs have 5 degrees of movement, along with the hip joints to keep it balanced while in motion. The robot also utilizes a reinforcement learning system, which relies on simulation to combine and balance the vision of an animator with robust robotic motions. This allows the robot to handle anything it encounters in its environment while still emoting. This is what I love most about Disney, right? The R&D team at Walt Disney Imagineering is the lifeblood of this company, especially the last few years. The things they come up with and create are just incredible. These are, not only are they an incredible invention, right? They also have so much character and personality, and people have fallen in love with them because of that. They're cute. They have these great, animation to them. They have this great animation to them. And they're also just amazing. Like, that is classic Disney, right? That is everything that the Disney parks are about, like taking incredible storytelling and the latest in technology and putting that together. And no company has ever done that better. Even at its lowest point, I think the Disney company has done that perfectly. I love these. I think they're amazing. I can't wait to see what comes of them, because I think it was a rousing success. People were so positive and so happy about this. And I'll throw my 2 cents in. I know people in the comments, especially with the price, we talked about the price hikes on the last show. People kept going like, I'm just going to go to Universal instead. Like, number one, if you actually look at the prices, Universal will raise their single and multi-day tickets to match Disney prices, probably usually within a week of Disney raising them, so that you're not actually getting a cheaper vacation at Universal. And also, you're never going to see this at another company. There is not another theme park brand in the world that delivers this. This is actual magic, right? When technology cannot be, when technology is so far ahead that it cannot be completely understood by the human brain, that's actual real world magic. And that's what these are. And, if this is what the future is going to be with this new management of the last year or so, I am on board. Ahead of the grand reopening of the Disneyland Hotel at Disneyland Paris, a new preview showroom has opened to cast members at the Disney Village Dome, according to DLP report. The showroom opened to cast members earlier this week and sees a variety of details that will be a part of the Disneyland Hotel once it reopens on January 25th of 2024. The display begins with a showcase of the hotel's cast member costumes, which we previously reported on. 14 new outfits have been designed for cast members, including 4 different types of neck accessories, 2 hats, and 3 models of belt pockets, for a total of 27,777 costume pieces produced. Cast members will wear one of 3 types of costumes depending on their role. That's front desk, concierge, and shops, room service, and restaurants and bars. In a post on X, DLP report shared that one of the royal greeter costumes will be available to all cast members regardless of their gender identity. The showroom also offered a glimpse at the luxury bedding that will be available for guests, including a choice of 3 types of pillows, an amenity kit, plush bathrobes, and slippers. There's even special versions of the slippers and robes for the Castle Club residents. You may remember when I did all those Hotel New York, The Art of Marvel tours, several of the suites had different slippers. You can still watch those here on the channel, by the way, and check out all those different Avengers-themed slippers we got to take home. Anyway, here's a look at the amenity kit, which offers a variety of items, including makeup remover, pads, a shower cap, soap, lotions, cotton buds, and more, all pre-packaged. Some of the actual art that'll be on display in the rooms and suites were on display as well, including these 2 pieces inspired by Raya and the Last Dragon. There are also 2 pieces inspired by Cinderella. Of course, 11 classic and contemporary Walt Disney Animation Studios films will be celebrated with exclusive works of art on display in the rooms, including Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Princess and the Frog, Tangled, Frozen, Moana, and Raya and the Last Dragon. DLP report also shared a video overview of the various merchandise items on display for the Disneyland Hotel, which includes the Royal Collection of Disney princess-inspired items. The hotel will also offer princess-inspired rooms, as you know. Exclusive merchandise for the hotel will include a stationery kit, cups and mugs, a keychain, room accents, apparel, and a Dooney and Burke purse. You can see all of these in the photo you're looking at now. Each of these items is decked out in a blue and white color scheme. The Disneyland Hotel exclusive Dooney and Burke purse is comprised of dark and light blue leather with gold hardware. And Minnie even made an appearance at the showroom in a new dress that she'll wear when meeting guests at the Royal Banquet Buffet restaurant. This is a new costume for her. Dishware for La Table de Lumière, the hotel's upscale restaurant, is also on display, complete with projections on the table itself. Of course, that will not be in the actual restaurant, though. Disney, I challenge you to not show something that won't be at the actual finished product at a media event. Just stop doing it. Finally, we got a closer look at the Sleeping Beauty Castle chandelier, which will periodically feature effects with embedded LED technology. We got a first look at this in September, but now we're getting a much better look now. The Disneyland Hotel at Disneyland Paris will reopen again on January 25th, 2024. Bookings are already open. Disney has shared more photos from inside the world of Frozen, a new land opening on November 20th at Hong Kong Disneyland. These photos include our first real look inside the land's completed restaurants and shops. The world of Frozen consists of two sections. There's the Arendelle Village and Arendelle Forest. The village is where most of the citizens live and is where you can find Frozen Ever After, the Tock toys and collectibles, the Golden Crocus Inn, and Northern Delights. It's also home to many iconic landmarks such as the Arendelle Castle, the Friendship Fountain, Clock Tower Square, and the North Mountain with Elsa's Ice Palace. King Agnar Bridge, named after Anna and Elsa's father and Arendelle's one-time king, connects the village to the forest side where Wandering Oaken's sliding sleighs, Playhouse in the Woods, Forest Fair, and traveling traders are located. Built just in time for Summer Snow Day, Wandering Oaken's sliding sleighs is a family-friendly coaster exclusive to Hong Kong Disneyland. Before hopping aboard, you will enter through the charming trading post with delightful summer treasures and a selection of winter wonders on display. And of course, Oaken is here too, ready to greet you from his sauna as he wipes away the mist from the window to reveal his face. Making your way to the loading area, you can jump into a sleigh decorated with patterns resembling Kristoff's sleigh. And with the help of Olaf and Kristoff's reindeer Sven, you will ascend towards the summit and embark on an exciting journey through the forest with stunning views of the land. Of course, Frozen Ever After is home to an enchanting boat ride that is perfect for the whole family. Here you'll journey through the North Mountain and see Elsa's Ice Palace, the Troll Valley, and more. Frozen friends can be found throughout, including Olaf and Sven, greeting you with Do You Want to Build a Snowman at the beginning of your travels. These characters have been brought to life like never before with the most technologically advanced audio animatronics figures ever at Hong Kong Disneyland. Of course, this ride will also have the other characters finally in their physical face form as animatronics. No more screen faces for this ride. If you're in need of a hearty meal, you could visit the Golden Crocus Inn. It's a cozy spot. It's nautical themed, a quick service restaurant in Arendelle Village that features a variety of offerings inspired by delicious Norwegian hominy foods from seafood to pasta. And what's that wonderful smell? Well, it's chocolate, of course. This iconic treat is a must at World of Frozen and can be found at Northern Delights in Arendelle Village. The upscale neighborhood sweet shop features a variety of desserts and sweets, packaged gift confectionaries, and cooking goods galore. And after a day full of adventure, a snack may be in order, and Forest Fair has you covered. Over at Arendelle Forest, this quaint cart features churros, cookies, shaved ice, and more. Just a bit of extra fuel you need to take on Arendelle. And Elsa has opened the doors to her secret childhood hideaway, the Playhouse in the Woods. This first-of-its-kind, unique, and engaging theatrical experience found in Arendelle Forest features Anna, Elsa, and Olaf and comes to life through singing, projection mapping content, special effects, and sensory elements. So we thought that was going to be, something different, but it turns out it's a small show venue, in fact. As well, a cherished centuries-old toy shop in Arendelle Village, the Tock Toys, has all the best goodies to bring home. From adorable Olaf-themed headbands to Nordic-inspired sweaters, there's something for everyone. Plus, don't forget to check out the Royal Post of Arendelle, located right outside the shop where you can send postcards to friends and family. This pop-up shop located in Arendelle Forest is the perfect little spot to pick up small gifts, such as keychains, shoulder plush headbands, and more. Don't worry, we've got more World of Frozen for you because we are going to take a look at all of the food. I know I'm pretty excited to try all this in November. Let's take a look. The new quick service restaurant, Golden Crocus Inn, will be serving up tasty main dish options and even celebration chocolate fondue. For those wanting a sweet celebration of Frozen-inspired items, Northern Delights is the place for you. Its menu is packed with beautiful bites like the Olaf Celebration Cake. And last but certainly not least, we talked about Forest Fair. That'll feature a combination of sweet and savory items inspired by Frozen, including the adorable snowflake churros. Back to the Golden Crocus Inn, they'll have a Bayside seafood medley served with potatoes, cream sauce, and a brown sugar roll. A village chicken roll stuffed with ham and cheese served with sauteed vegetables and a mustard cream sauce. There's also the Innkeeper Special. It's braised lamb shank with polenta, potato puree, roasted vegetables, and beer gravy. Forest mushroom pasta served with forest mushrooms, poached egg, and a truffle cream sauce. There's also forest mushroom pasta and meatballs. It's a platter served with sauteed vegetables and mushroom cream sauce. That's a kid's menu offering. There's also a prawns cocktail, Arendelle meatballs and mushroom cream sauce, and Rosette's prawn cocktail as a side. An Arendelle meatball side as well. There's Rosette's as a side. And then the Celebration chocolate fondue, which is super cute. I gotta try this. And then you could also have Jasmine Peach Fanta. It's a non-alcoholic beverage available with all main dishes. That sounds interesting for sure. Moving over to Northern Delights, there's the Coronation Sundae. It's light milk soft serve sundae on elderflower flavored slush. And it'll be served in a frozen themed cup. The North Mountain Almond Tart is white chocolate cream and a bergamot. Olaf's Celebration Cupcake is carrot and dried fruit cake with creamy frosting. There's also an Olaf Snowflake Smoltringer and an Olaf muffin, which is blueberry muffin with cream frosting inspired by the Olaf Disney Munchling. There's a Summer Snow Day soft serve. And then over at Northern Delights, they have a chocolate box, a candy apple, a snowball, the Summer Snow Day marshmallow, a marshmallow lollipop, an Olaf lollipop. And then out at Forest Fair, you'll find those snowflake churros, the Forest Valley tea cookies, a sausage platter seasonally. What an option. And the Forest Fair Gourmet Box, which has crab stick and corn salad, chicken bun with cheese and tomato sauce, and crepe with blueberry and coconut cheese cream. I don't know if that's cream cheese, it's just backwards, I don't know. But also as well, there will be a Forest Friends Stein served with mango-flavored shaved ice. Of course, I will be heading out to Hong Kong in November. We're going to go cover the grand opening of this, and I'm going to try my best to try all this food and bring you guys a review. Hopefully I survive that whole list. For the absolute latest on all these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, early access to the WDWNT podcast, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today, and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
From WDWNT TV, this is Park Center. Join us each week for news and discussion topics from the Disney and Universal theme parks around the world. We cover the stories in a quick, concise, and fun format, and then our panel breaks down and debates some of the biggest issues and what they mean for us, the parks fans. From the latest announcements to openings and delays to scandals and snacks and merchandise and more, we'll cover it all in 90 minutes. Join us live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at WDWNT TV, or watch episodes on demand anytime. You can also subscribe to the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app.